Hello friends, myself Vikas Shakya and today I'm going to discuss about the WCF service in C#.NET. So this will be a video as how to create a WCF service using C#.NET and that's in Visual Studio 2019. WCF service is basically a web service and it's different from other services that I will discuss while I will be creating the program. I will discuss all the basic things that you should know about the WCF service and how to consume this web service after creating this WCF web service in C#.NET. And then we will create a client application as well to see that how we can test our WCF service. Okay, so let's start. First of all, I just need to open the Visual Studio 2019. This is the new version of Visual Studio. So I have installed this one. So you might have seen the videos where WCF services has been created using Visual Studio 2010, Visual Studio 2012, 15, but not with the 19. Maybe there are few, but I will focus on this latest version of the Visual Studio. So let's see how to create it. So first of all, just click on it, create a new project, and just select here .NET ASP.NET to search for a particular template. So I will select this template ASP.NET web application. Okay, so I'm just going to click on it, click next, and give some name here, web service demo. And I'm using .NET Framework 4.8. No matters, doesn't matter anything what you are using. So anything greater than 2.0 you can select it for better results, and then click on create. And here you can see various options, like if you want to create an empty project, a web form, an MVC, a web API, or a single page application. So I'm selecting this empty option here. Just click on create. So this one now open, and you can see a solution, and under that you can see the project web service demo. Now just right click on it and go to add and click on a new item. And what new item you have to add it? You have to add WCF class, WCF support. So you will search for the template WCF service. So this is the WCF service. Just change the name here, demo service. Okay, there is one more option, but as of now we are putting the things simple. So just select WCF service. Now just click on add. Okay, when you click on add, you can see there are two things created here. One is the interface. This interface which is created against this service, web service demo, and the name of the service was demo service. So that has been created now, iDemo service. And along with this, a new class will be created. That class will be implementing this iDemo service interface. So in this interface, you can see the function or the method you have to expose to the outside world, right, for the client. So here you can see if you have created any web service, then you might have seen that there used to be no interface. There used to be a simple class, a web class, and in that class you can see just before the function name that you are going to expose, there used to be a decorator just like this. Here it's operation contract, but there it used to be web method, something like this, if you remember. And if you have created any web service, then you might have seen that this web method used to be there. But here in case of WCF services, you will not be able to see that web method. Rather, you will be able to see this operation contract and this service contract. Service contract attribute is for this interface, and operation contract attribute is for the function that you are going to expose through your service. So here I'm going to write my own function, and the function is int get square int a. Right, so this is interface. You just need to give the signature of the method. Don't need to define this method here. Where you will define this method? You will define method here in this class, inside this class. This method I have already removed, if you remember, from the interface. So now I will implement all those functions which are the part of this interface. So if you have to see that which are the functions which you need to implement in your class and which belongs to this particular interface, just click on it, just go here, and you will be able to see an option here, show potential fixes, and then you will be able to see this implement interface. Just double click on it and you will be able to see the methods which you have to implement. I have given only one method, so it is showing me only one method name, and it is asking me to implement it. So here I'm going to do return a into a. The whole purpose is to get the square of the value which I have provided. Okay, so this is the value which I will be providing using my client application, and I will be returning the square of the number which has been provided by the client. Now let's test it. Before testing it using the client application, we can also test our service contracts, or you can say the methods exposed by the WCF services using the WCF Test Client. And the WCF Test Client is basically provided by the .NET itself. Okay, so if you run it here, that will be visible right now. If I run it here, then you will be able to see one WCF Test Client. You can see here, this is the WCF Test Client, whatever you are able to see here. This is the WCF Test Clients, and once the service is loaded, it will be able to show you that what kind of methods and what methods this service is going to expose. So this service is going to expose this get square method. So just double click on it, and here if you see that I have given the name of the parameter for the function get square, and the name of that function the name of that parameter was a. So here I need to provide the value for that particular parameter. Suppose I provide 8, and then I invoke this service client, this test client, then this will return the square. The function is returning the square of the value which I have provided, so it will return 64. So here is the request that you will be sending, and here is the format of the response that you will be getting. Okay, so this test client will help you throughout the development of your WCF test service, the WCF services, before you can consume it using any of the client application. Okay, so let's close it and let's now go to the client application. We will create one client application under this solution only. I want to keep the thing simple for today's discussion, so I will just create a service under this solution only, and then I will let you know that how you can consume the service using a client application. But before that, I just want to let you know what is the basic difference between the normal web services and the WCF services. Well, in case of normal web services, you might have seen that you have created a web service which works and accepts the request over the HTTP protocol, and it takes the request in the form of the SOAP envelopes. And those SOAP envelopes are nothing but some XML stuff. Okay, so that has a particular format, right, using which the client and the server, the web server, or you can say the web service, talks to each other. Similarly, there are other ways to communicate to a service using a client. The other ways are like .NET remoting. There can be other methods like sending the message using the TCP IP protocol over the TCP IP. So, or you can use the MSMQ, the Microsoft message queues. So that is also a format. Those are also the formats of how you can use them to communicate, enable the communication between the client and the server. So those are also the methods to enable the communication. Okay, but in this WCF, what happens, like if you have created one service, any service, like I have created this demo service, then I can expose this service, or you can say I can create a number of endpoints for this service which can fulfill the request of a client which works on HTTP protocol, which sends the request on TCP over the TCP protocol, or which sends the request using the over the MSMQ, right? So, or which uses the .NET remoting. So anyway, if you are using any of the methods, your client is supporting any of the method to send and receive the request, this demo service, or you can say this WCF service, will be able to adhere to all the requests, will be able to fulfill all the requests. Okay, so you just need to open the endpoints for different kind of clients. By different kind of clients mean you need to open one endpoint for HTTP enabled clients and other end for the TCP enabled client, one more endpoint you can open for the MSMQs, and one more endpoint for the .NET remoting protocols, or you can say the .NET remoting methods, whatever client are using. Okay, so for that purpose, WCF was introduced. So you don't need to create different services. You can just create one service, which is a WCF service, and which will fulfill the request for all type of clients. So this was the difference, basic difference between a web service and a WCF service. Okay, so that's enough for the theory, and let's move ahead to create our client application. So here I'm going to add a new project. In this solution only, I'm adding a new project, and here I'm going to search for a C# application. So you can see that C# ASP.NET Core, which is the console application. So you need to search it, but in my case, since I have already searched it, so it is visible here, or even it is visible here. So I am selecting this C# console application, and I'm going to give the name to this console application, and I'm giving the name test web application. And now just create it. Once you have created it, you just need to open it, this dependency section, and you need to add a dependency here. Add, just click on the project and just go to the add, and then add the service reference. So as soon as your project is created, the first thing you have to do is to add the service reference, the WCF service reference. So we have created this WCF service, web service demo, and I'm going to give the reference of this web demo service to this test web application. So just need to click on it, and you will be able to see this connected service, service reference, and publish. So just go to the connected service and just click on this Microsoft WCF web service reference provider. You will be able to see one more dialog here, and since you have to use the web services, you have to consume the web service, so you need to find out which web service you want to consume. So this particular thing is so smart that if you click on discover, it will show you the name of the service that you can consume. Okay, so this is the service, and this service will be working over the secure socket layer, because you can see HTTPS. Okay, so here you can see number of other things as well, the name of the service and the operations that it supports. So this is the perfect service. This is the service which we were which we want to use in our project. So what we will do, we will just give the name of the namespace here some good name. It's service reference 1. So we are just going to first change it, and I'm going to just give the name dummy service reference. Okay, so this dummy service reference is there, and now just click on next and leave all these things as it is in the next section, but move to the next section ahead, which is the last section. And in this last section, you can see that you have to set the access level for generated classes. I have set it to public. It is the default. And then you just need to click on this one as well, generate synchronous operations, right? Why I did that, I need to let you know. But as of now, just remember to click on this option, generate synchronous operations, and just click on finish. It will take some time, I think around 20 to 30 seconds. So we have to wait till then. So it is updating project now. So it's done. Okay. So here, if you will see in the test web application, you will be able to see the reference has been added to this dummy service reference, the name of the namespace that I given. And after that, you can see there is one iDemo service, there is one interface iDemo service, there is one interface iDemo service channel, and there is one more demo service client. Basically, this demo service client is the one which you have to use in your client application if you want to connect and if you want to get the results from your WCF service. Okay, so this is the dummy service reference, which is the name of the namespace, and this is the demo service client, which is the class name, which implements the method inside this dummy service reference, which is the, if you will see here, iDemo service. This is the get square. This is the method which has been implemented inside iDemo service. This demo service client is implementing all the methods which helps you to connect to the web service and which helps you to get the results back from that service. Okay. Okay, so before that, I would like to show you that what was the meaning of that asynchronous operation. So let's go back to this one and just start a new reference. Okay, so it is opening in browser. We don't have to open it in a new browser. We just need to open it in our own WCF Test Client. So here you can see, if you click on this web service demo, you will be able to see the properties. So first property is always start when debugging. Here it is set to false, right? So here we need to set to true. So if we set to true and we just save it, just save all and then just run it. Start new instance. So it is again opening in that one. So I just want to show you that how it was working. So I just need to update it. Just click on it. And if I do this, enable, I just want to open this in the WCF client. So I'm not sure why it is not opening. So let me just open a new instance. It is again going to the web service in the Explorer. So that's okay. Anyways, I will let you know in the next video how that can be opened again when I have added a new project. But I just want to show you what does that mean. See, in the iDemo service class, you can see there are two functions, get square and get square asynchronous. So by default, in case of Visual Studio 2019, it only implements this get square asynchronous operation. It doesn't expose that get square which you actually have written. So that is why you have to select that particular option, implement the synchronous operation. So this is the synchronous operation and this is the non-synchronous operation. So if you click on it, then you will be able to see this is the function that you have implemented. Okay, and if you click on it, this is the function that is more versatile and more with more options, which is the asynchronous function. I hope you know about the synchronous and asynchronous functions, so I don't need to explain them here. So here I have created it. So I will let you know that why it is not going to that particular WCF test client now, but you need to check this true, right? If you don't make it true, then while you will be testing your test web application, you will be able to see some problems. Okay, so as of now, you need to set it to true so that you can test it, because it means that whenever I will debug any of the client application or any of the service which is in any of the application which is going to start this service, which is going to consume this service, in that case this service must need to be started, right? If you set it to false, then in that case you just need to go to the some other settings, like in case you have hosted your service to the IIS, then in that case you need to go to the IIS and then you need to enable or you need to run this service. But we are not going to add this service to the IIS because this is a very simple application that I'm going to create. We just want to understand the basic concepts. That's why I'm not going to do the big things like hosting the web service to the IIS. That we will do in the coming sections, in coming videos. Okay, so go back to our test web application. So here what I need to do, I just need to go to program.cs, and here I just need to remember the name of the namespace. So this is the name of the namespace, dummy service reference, and this is the demo service client, right, which I need to use. This demo service client is the class name, and this dummy service reference is the namespace name. We need to create the object of this demo service client. So just go back to program.cs, remove all the unnecessary stuff here, and just do one thing, dummy service reference dot demo service client dc is equal to new dummy service reference dot demo service client. So now I have created this, and just return the value here, int nval is equal to dc dot get square, and here just I need to pass 10 so that it returns 100, and then I will print console dot write line the result from WCF service returned. I just need to something like this, and then just nval. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so I'm just printing it. So now let's build this application, test web application. So here is something wrong, I think. So this is semicolon missing. So just need to build it. Okay, this has been built. Now I will set this project as the startup project, set as a startup project, and then go to the web service and just check that this particular thing always start when debugging is enabled. This should be true. Okay, so now let's debug this program. I will just not run this program, I will also debug this. So what I need to do, I just need to right click on it and debug step into new instance. Why I'm doing this? Because I want to debug it. When I will do this step into new instance, then what will happen? It will just put a breakpoint at the very first instruction. See here, static void main, you can see a yellow color mark here, which is indicator of the breakpoint. So it is not exactly a breakpoint. Basically, it's the first instruction from where I want to debug my application. So after this, you can use F10, but in my system, if I will use F10, then this particular video recording will be stopped. So I'm using this option here, step over from the from this toolbar. So if I do step over, then I need to see if my service has been created or not. Yes, this should have been created. Now let's go to the next statement. Okay, so now you can see that n value has came to 100, right? So the next statement nval has returned, get square has returned 100, and that has been stored in nval. Now print the same result on this console. So console.writeLine, the result from WCF service returned is nval. This should be printed. So let's move ahead and let's see what has been printed. Okay, so the result from WCF service returned is 100. So that's it. So this is how you can consume your web services, the WCF services that you have created. So just remember a few things. If you have to test it successfully, you just need to set it to true, because if you will set it to false, your service will not start and your application, your client application will complain that I'm not able to connect to the WCF service. Okay friends, so that's all about for today, and please like and subscribe my channel. You will be able to see lot many things and in this channel, and this will certainly going to help you in your technical aspects. Okay, whatever you want to learn, whether it's web services, whether it's Python, it's C#, anything, we will create number of videos here, we will create number of playlists here, so that you don't need to go anywhere else. You can just come here and you will find all the things which are currently hot in market, and you will be able to learn those things so that you can work more towards the technologies. Okay, so just like, subscribe, and share, and let me know if anything else I can contribute here. So for today, that's it for it. That's it for today, and we will meet soon again. So till then, have a nice day, and bye bye.